My name is Diaz. I go by Jack. I was with the police department for 30 years. I retired as a captain in 2017. My family has been in the city of Tampa for 4 generations, and after I got out of the Marine Corps Reserves, I wanted to be a police officer, and I felt like it was meant to be. I feel like I was good at the job, and I enjoyed the job very much. In my younger years, I applied for the Tampa Police Department SWAT team. I became a SWAT officer on the department, and I did that for just shy of 20 years. I also worked on the SAC squad, which is a street anti-crime squad, as an officer, where we worked morals and organized crime. I supervised all the specialty squads. I was also at that time the SWAT team commander and special teams commander. And then I retired as a police captain out of the Special Operations Division. I care about the city of Tampa. I worked here for 30 years. I had a great career. I didn't leave disgruntled. I've seen the advertisements of Jane Castor claiming to reduce crime by 70%, and it really makes me sick that she's claiming that as a real number, because it is not a real number. The 70% is based on just off the top of my head, 3 things. One, which is one of the main things, is the change in reporting using the UCR guidelines strictly, which TPD officers did not use. At a certain point, we would always report based on the statute or the crime committed. And when we switched to reporting using the UCR guidelines, that reporting itself lowered the crime rate because things were reported differently. The second thing that she's factoring into the lower crime rate is compiling several crimes together as one report. Now, at the lieutenant level, we had the ability to, if we didn't agree with the way that the crime was reported, we had the ability to change it, and everybody at the lieutenant and above, I could change what the crime was. And depending on the lieutenant, a lot of those things were being changed. I know for a fact because I saw lieutenants do it. I had superiors come to me and ask me to change a certain report because that superior did not agree with it, or maybe it was going to make his crime stats look higher that month when he had to go present his stats at a meeting before the chief and be held accountable for it. Those stats would be manipulated from month to month. One of the motivations of changing these reports would be political aspirations, of course, and to make the superiors look better. You know, there's a management style basically where you manage by fear and intimidation, and when you're the chief and you're banging on the table and saying, if you don't lower my crime, I'm going to fire you, and you're telling that to at-will employees like a major, they're going to do whatever they need to do to make their crime numbers look good because they don't want to get fired. And instead of actually focusing on the real problem and using leadership, those kind of tactics were employed. That's not leadership. I know for a fact that it also disgusted the troops. You know, they're out there, they're really doing the job. They're the ones really fighting the crime. The officers, you know, they're the ones that are really trying to maintain you know, the low crime in their zones, and the plainclothes officers are out there chasing around bad guys left and right, putting them in jail. And here we are manipulating numbers to try to make the crime rate look better for that month or for that year. That was going on, and for Jane Castor to say it wasn't, she is a liar. And the truth is that it did happen. It didn't happen with everybody, but they knew which mid-managers and managers they could get to do these things, and they did them. So when Jane Castor says she's going to run the city like she ran the police department, the citizens of Tampa don't know how she really ran the police department. She was a terrible chief, and she did not have any respect as a true leader. And the officers now that are there, they won't come out and say it, but they they don't want her back. I know many people at the police department who they don't want her back. They want her to move on. They would like to see a change. And if they speak out, they fear retaliation because Jane Castor is a vindictive person. Makes me fear and feel sorry for the not only the police officers but the rest of the city, because Jane Castor is not an honest person. She's gonna tell you what you want to hear, but it's not gonna always be the truth. And case in point, the stats. Reduce crime, which were not real reductions. I think you need a change in personnel at the top. Someone who is going to tell the truth, someone who's going to create new ideas and start fresh. And I would like to see someone different like Dave Straz come in there, a businessman, and employ some of his ideas. And he's been a great asset to the city with his business knowledge and his entertainment through the Performing Arts Center and the Straz Center. And I think he could employ some great ideas and move the city in a better direction.